After 60, your body changes in ways no one warned you about. You may notice memory slips, brain fog, or confusion, and it's easy to blame it all on aging. But what if it isn't age at all? What if the real culprit is sitting inside your medicine cabinet right now? For decades, many seniors were told these medications were safe, even necessary, but hidden inside are side effects that can quietly erode your memory, accelerate dementia, and rob you of the independence you worked so hard for. Today, we shall expose 9 common medications that studies link to rapid memory decline, ranked from least to most dangerous. Stick with me, because the last 3 will surprise you the most. Quick question before we dive deeper. Have you ever been told that your memory issues are just part of aging SIPs? Type yes or no in the comments. I want to see how many of you got that explanation. Medication 9S, antihistamines, allergy pills like diphenhydramine. Imagine you're sneezing, can't sleep, or fighting seasonal allergies. You reach for a little pink pill you've trusted for decades. Within 30 minutes, the sneezing stops, you feel drowsy, and you drift off. But here's the hidden cost. The very same pill may be quietly blocking signals in your brain that keep your memory sharp. For years, antihistamines, especially older ones like diphenhydramine, Benadryl, were marketed as safe for long-term use. Doctors handed them out for allergies, itching, and even insomnia. The myth was simple: if it sups over the counter, it must be harmless. These drugs are anticholinergic. That means they block a vital brain chemical called acetylcholine, responsible for learning, memory, and focus. In seniors, where acetylcholine is already naturally lower, this can double the risk of confusion, brain fog, and dementia-like symptoms. One Harvard study found seniors who regularly took strong anticholinergics had a 54% higher risk of dementia. Avoid first-generation antihistamines like diphenhydramine and chlorpheniramine. If you need allergy relief, talk to your doctor about newer, non-sedating options like loratadine Claritin. For sleep, try natural methods first: melatonin, magnesium, or sleep hygiene instead of relying on nightly PM pills. Tie to independence. Brain clarity is freedom. If your memory slips, independence slips with it. By simply swapping one pill, you could protect years of independence. And that SEPs is just the allergy pill. Next, we set to expose a medication that millions of seniors take every night for heartburn, but it may be slowly starving your brain. Would you try switching to a non-sedating allergy pill, yes or no? If you already use natural remedies for allergies, share your favorite tip, it might help someone else here. Medication 088, proton pump inhibitors, PPIs, acid reflux drugs like omeprazole, heartburn after a big meal, acid reflux at night. For millions of seniors, the solution has been a miracle pill like omeprazole, Nexium, or Prilosec. But here's the shocking reality: long-term use of these drugs may starve your brain of a nutrient it desperately needs. We were told PPIs are safe for daily, even lifelong use. Many seniors take them for years, sometimes decades, without a second thought. PPIs block stomach acid. That sounds good for reflux, but stomach acid is vital for absorbing vitamin B12. Without enough B12, your brain can shrink, neurons misfire, and dementia risk climbs. A 2015 JAMA study found seniors on PPIs for over 2 years were 44% more likely to develop dementia. Don't stop PPIs suddenly. Rebound acid is brutal. Work with your doctor to taper if possible. Ask for B12 testing if you've been on PPIs for more than 1 year. Try lifestyle fixes: elevate your head at night, avoid late night meals, reduce spicy foods. Tie to independence. A strong brain keeps you driving, remembering, and living alone safely, but silent B12 depletion can sneak up on you, leaving you vulnerable. Now, if PPIs cut off your brain tap's nutrients, the next drug we shall uncover doesn't just starve the brain, it slows it down like pouring molasses into your memory system. If you beat heartburn naturally, share what worked. Your tip could change someone's life. Medication S7 benzodiazepines, sleep and anxiety drugs like Valium, Xanax, Ativan. When sleep won't come or anxiety grips hard, many seniors reach for nerve pills like Xanax, Ativan, or Valium. The relief feels instant. But the cost? Long-term use may rewire the brain in ways that accelerate memory decline and even Alzheimer's. For years, benzodiazepines were handed out freely, safe when used as prescribed, patients were told. Some were even given for decades without a single warning about dementia. Benzo drugs work by enhancing GABA, a calming brain chemical. In the short term, this slows brain activity, great for anxiety, but over time that slowing spreads to memory centers like the hippocampus. A Harvard study showed seniors who used benzodiazepines had up to a 78% higher risk of Alzheimer's disease. Even occasional use doubled dementia risk. Never stop benzo suddenly. Withdrawal can be dangerous. Work with your doctor on a taper plan. Explore alternatives, mindfulness, magnesium, herbal aids like valerian root. For sleep, consider natural circadian rhythm fixes, sunlight in the morning, limiting screens at night. Tie to independence. Sharp memory is the anchor of independence. Without it, even everyday tasks, like paying bills, driving, or cooking, become dangerous. Protecting your brain from these drugs means protecting your freedom. And if you thought sleeping pills were risky, wait until we reveal the common diabetes drug linked to memory decline you once set to believe how it works. If you have overcome insomnia without meds, share your story, it might inspire hope for others. Medication S6 statins, cholesterol-lowering drugs like atorvastatin, simvastatin, high cholesterol, heart attacks, strokes. For decades, statins have been the gold standard prescription to protect seniors from heart disease, but now studies suggest these same pills may come with a hidden price tag, memory loss, and confusion that mimic dementia. We were told cholesterol is the enemy and lowering it by any means is the ultimate protection. The statins are safe for lifelong use. Many seniors were never told that cholesterol is also critical for brain health. Your brain is nearly 60% fat, and cholesterol is a key building block of brain cells. When statins lower cholesterol too aggressively, it can starve the brain. Research in the journal Drug Safety reported memory issues, brain fog, and confusion linked to statin use. Some studies show a rebound in memory once statins are stopped, suggesting a direct connection. Not all statins affect memory equally. Talk with your doctor if you suspect side effects. Lifestyle fixes, Mediterranean diet, exercise, omega-3 cysts may improve cholesterol without brain risk. Never stop statins suddenly. Always consult your provider. Tied to independence. Protecting your heart shouldn't cost your mind. By being proactive, you can safeguard both and stay independent longer. Statins may rob the brain of its building blocks, but the next medication doesn't that just weaken memory, it can actually trigger hallucinations. Should doctors balance the risks of statins more openly with patients? Medication 5 antipsychotics, drugs like haloperidol, risperidone, quetiapine. If a senior shows agitation, paranoia, or confusion, doctors sometimes prescribe antipsychotics. But here's the danger: in older adults, these drugs can increase the risk of memory decline, worsen confusion, and even raise mortality rates. The myth is that antipsychotics are a quick fix for dementia-related behaviors. Families are told this will calm them down. The truth, they may worsen the very dementia symptoms they're meant to treat. Antipsychotics work by altering dopamine and serotonin in the brain. In young people, this can help with severe psychiatric illness. In seniors, the brain is more fragile, and these changes can trigger confusion, hallucinations, and accelerated decline. FDA black box warnings highlight increased death risk in elderly dementia patients on antipsychotics. Antipsychotics should only be used as a last resort. Non-drug approaches, music therapy, routine gentle exercise can often calm agitation better. Always ask if the prescription is truly necessary or if safer alternatives exist. Tied to independence. Antipsychotics may quiet symptoms temporarily but can steal independence permanently. Protecting brain clarity means pushing back when unnecessary drugs are offered. If antipsychotics dim the lights, the next drug can short-circuit your brain entirely, especially if you've been managing diabetes. Medication force certain diabetes drugs, older sulfonyl lures like glyburide, glipizide. Diabetes affects nearly 1 in 4 seniors. To control blood sugar, many are prescribed drugs like glyburide or glipizide. But here's the catch: while these drugs lower blood sugar, they can sometimes lower it too much, causing dangerous hypoglycemia, confusion, and memory damage. If it lowers blood sugar, it's safe. For decades, sulfonyl lures were considered standard diabetes care. Few were warned about their brain risks. The brain runs almost entirely on glucose. When blood sugar crashes, the brain literally starves. Hypoglycemia episodes can kill brain cells and accelerate dementia. In fact, repeated hypoglycemia is linked with higher Alzheimer's rates in seniors. Newer diabetes drugs like metformin or GLP-1 agonists are considered safer for the brain. If you're on older diabetes drugs, ask about safer alternatives. Keep healthy snacks nearby to prevent dangerous sugar dips. Regular glucose monitoring is essential to protect the brain. Tie to independence. Stable blood sugar means stable brain function. Protecting your memory is as important as protecting your blood sugar. Now we have covered diabetes meds, but the next class of drugs is so common, it's almost universal, yet it can shrink the brain itself. That step's coming up. Have you or someone you know ever had low blood sugar episodes? Yes or no? Do you think doctors should phase out these older diabetes drugs? If you manage diabetes naturally through diet or exercise, share your tips. It could inspire someone. Medication as sen antidepressants, certain SSRIs, and tricyclics like paroxetine, amitriptyline. Depression is real, painful, and very common after 60. Doctors often prescribe antidepressants to help. But here's what many seniors don't hear. Some antidepressants, especially older ones, can actually block memory pathways and mimic dementia symptoms. The myth is that antidepressants are harmless mood lifters. Patients are told they'll balance your brain chemicals, but the truth is not all antidepressants are created equal. Tricyclic antidepressants like amitriptyline and even some SSRIs like paroxetine have strong anticholinergic effects, meaning they block acetylcholine, the brain's memory messenger. Seniors are particularly vulnerable because acetylcholine levels naturally decline with age. Studies link long-term use with confusion, memory loss, and higher dementia risk. Ask your doctor if your antidepressant has anticholinergic effects. Safer alternatives may include SSRIs like sertraline, Zoloft, or natural mood supports, exercise, light therapy, omega-3s. Never stop suddenly. Withdrawal can be severe. Tied to independence. Mood matters, but so does memory. The right balance protects both. Antidepressants may jam traffic, but the next drug acts like cement, hardening arteries and starving the brain of oxygen. If you found non-drug ways to boost mood, share them. Someone here might need your idea. Medication ST, 2 antihypertensives, certain blood pressure drugs, beta blockers like propranolol, metoprolol. High blood pressure is called the silent killer. Millions of seniors take daily pills to control it. But what happens when the very pill that lowers your pressure also lowers your brain power? Doctors often say if your blood pressure is controlled, your brain is safe, but that's only partly true. Some blood pressure drugs, especially older beta blockers, may reduce oxygen delivery to the brain, leading to fatigue, depression, and memory slips. Beta blockers slow heart rate and reduce blood flow. While that protects the heart, it can also reduce circulation to the brain. Studies show seniors on certain beta blockers have higher rates of cognitive decline. The problem isn't all blood pressure drugs, but specific ones. If you notice memory issues, ask whether your blood pressure drug could be the cause. Newer medications like ACE inhibitors or ARBs may protect brain circulation better. Monitor not just your blood pressure, but your brain clarity too. Tied to independence. Stable blood pressure should mean more years of sharp independence. But the wrong pill can trade heart health for memory decline. And finally, the #1 medication linked with dementia risk, it sits prescribed to millions of seniors, often without a second thought. If you improved your blood pressure naturally, share your method, it might help someone else here. Medication #1 sleep medications, Z drugs like zolpidem, Ambien, S-opiclone, Slau, Lunesta. Sleep. It's one of the biggest struggles after 60. Millions turn to pills like Ambien or Lunesta for relief. But here's the devastating truth. These so-called sleep aids can double dementia risk and even cause blackouts where seniors don't remember entire nights. The myth is if the doctor prescribed it, it must be safe. Sleep drugs are marketed as gentle, effective, and harmless. The reality, they sedate the brain, not restore natural sleep. Z drugs act on GABA, slowing brain activity. That helps you fall asleep, but it also slows down memory processing. Your brain needs deep REM sleep to store memories. With sleep drugs, you may knock out, but you don't get restorative sleep. Harvard research shows seniors on Z drugs have up to a 79% higher dementia risk. Think of natural sleep as a librarian filing your books at night. Sleep drugs knock the librarian unconscious. The books pile up in chaos, memories scattered, unfiled, and forgotten. Avoid long-term use of sleep drugs. Aim for short-term only, if at all. Try natural sleep boosters, magnesium, melatonin, exercise, meditation. Create strong sleep hygiene, dark room, cool temperature, regular bedtime. Tied to independence. Nothing erodes independence faster than memory blackouts. Protecting your natural sleep means protecting your sharpness, safety, and freedom. We have uncovered 9 common medications, each with hidden links to memory loss and dementia. But before you panic, let's talk about what you can do right now to protect your brain and even reverse some of the damage. Do you think doctors rely too much on quick drug fixes for sleep? So let's recap what we uncovered today. We exposed 9 common medications linked with memory decline. Antihistamines Statins, blocking your brain's Wi-Fi signal. Acid reflux drugs #8, starving your brain of B12. Benzodiazepines #7, pressing the soft pedal on your brain's piano. Statins #6, stripping away the building blocks of brain cells. Antipsychotics #5, dimming the lights of thought and awareness. Diabetes drugs #4, yanking the power cord from your brain's energy source. Antidepressants, #3 jamming traffic in your memory pathways. Blood pressure drugs, #2 turning down the hose, feeding your brain garden. And finally, sleep drugs, #1 silencing your brain sets librarian, leaving your memories scattered. Reframe as independence investment. Now you may be thinking, Thid, what do I do if I sit on one of these? The point is not to scare you into throwing away your medicine. That could be dangerous. The point is to empower you, to remind you that protecting your brain is an investment in your independence. Every conversation you have with your doctor, every safer choice you make buys you more years of clarity, energy, and freedom. Review your medications with your doctor. Ask directly, does this affect my memory? Get tested for nutrients like B12 if you've been on acid blockers. Ask about safer alternatives. There are often newer drugs or non-drug strategies available. Track your memory and mood. Don't just accept decline as normal aging. Here sets a bonus. Many seniors who switched from risky meds also found that nutrition, exercise, and sleep hygiene work better long-term than the pills ever did. A morning walk, omega-3 rich foods, and magnesium at night can support both your body and your brain without the fog. Remember, it's never too late. Every small change you make today, asking one question at your next appointment, swapping one pill for a safer option, choosing one healthier meal, can add up to years of independence. Your best days are not behind you. They're still ahead. Which of these medications surprised you the most today? Which one will you ask your doctor about this week? What's one natural habit that helped your memory the most? Share it. Your answer might change someone's life. Make sure you subscribe because without it, YouTube won't remind you about the next breakthrough, and trust me, you don't want to miss it. If you found this helpful, hit like. When you do, YouTube shows this video to more seniors who need it, so your click could literally help someone else protect their memory. And don't forget to comment because your answer, your story might be the very thing that helps another senior watching right now.